I've been hearing the stories for years, how the wolves and witches lived under the thumb of the true king.
Marcel Gerard,
Look who's back.
King of New Orleans.
Mr. Marcel Gerard.
Let me tell you what I learned about you this afternoon.
Your Royal Highness.
Marcel Gerard.
Marcel Gerard.
You know who I am. I'm Marcel. The name's Marcel Gerard.
You're a self-made legend.
You live in the city by the grace of those that know your secret and tolerate you.
We're all fighting for the same thing, you know.
Whatever this city's gonna face,
Just trying to protect the ones that we love.
you'll do the right thing.
And this city thrives because of me.
The words scrawled on the wall of that house apply to you just as much as they do me.
Why do we care about Haley?
Freak.
She's not one of us.
This is a pack meeting. Crossbreed.
You're not one of us anymore.
Are you still pretending to be one of them?
Klaus used to tell me that us having power made you a target.
That's right.
Heck, having
No?
allies made you vulnerable. So choose.
We're not.
You can have one
Don't.
or the other.
She.
You can either be their friend or their queen. Power
I will do what I want,
or friends.
what we are,
You can't be both.
where I want.
Is no regent.
Is in charge. You gotta respond with a show of force.
This isn't just about uniting our pack.
You chose to be their leader.
It's about forming a new community.
True vampire community.
Immunity.
You made your choice.
A vampire.
This is my city because I took it.
The target on your back, it comes with the job.
You led them to this.
I took care of the wreck.
That is what a leader does.
That's what leaders do.
You know we would have stood with you till the end.
They die for you. Letting you do that would have been letting you die. Question is,
Then perhaps
are you gonna let them?
you might still be able to save them.
You ever experienced something
D, I'm sorry.
so
When I lost you, my world fell apart.
profoundly wonderful that when it was taken from you, your life felt unbearable?
If the answer's yes, then you gotta live with that. And I went through all the stages. I was hoping to save you from all this.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown.
Did you ever hear the phrase, uneasy is the head that wears the crown?
Marcel, you still see me as this little girl in the attic.
Was
Well, thanks, Romeo, but I'm in it.
I'm not that girl anymore.
a tale of forbidden love.
Do not recall.
Lord of the Rings?
Oh, Shakespeare.
You're Shakespeare, Marcellus.
When I was a kid, Klaus taught me how to read with those plays.
We taught Marcel to read with this very copy. A Romeo and Juliet of sorts.
She'll never trust me again. I always vowed some king who gained the world but lost his soul.
Marcel's just using me.
He wouldn't do that to me.
Perhaps, but he must never surrender the fight to reclaim that trust.
When sorrows come, they come not single spies,
This whole thing with Marcel,
but in battalions.
That is the problem with our relationship.
Rebecca told me that you two once loved each other like family.
I think I've signed up to be his partner. He thinks that I've pledged allegiance to the king.
What happened?
Klaus Michelson, smiling down like a benevolent king,
You have the keys to my kingdom.
showing mercy to all his subjects.
I thought I'd earned the right to be considered an equal,
Me being part of the family?
but that's not the way it works in your family.
That only works if you're in control.
So it's time I consider my options.
His drawings,
The thing about kings, though,
what are they?
eventually they all fall.
If this prophecy is fulfilled, he will all fall.
They represent some kind of premonition.
One by friend, one by foe, and
Something's coming.
one by family.
From the moment I met you,
I felt like she and
I saw myself in you.
I am always on your side. We were kindred spirits.
He was our friend. Yes, he was our family.
The girl who was like a daughter to me was lost forever.
The moment David Claire was lost, he became our foe, and a formidable one at that.
If you're just gonna have to trust me.
Trusted with all of our secrets.
Me.
And Niklas,
And the only thing that you could say
I don't
was,
have to trust anyone.
they did what they needed to do.
we betrayed him.
Wars have casualties. There's gotta be somebody
Blood is shed, mistakes are made.
that you can trust.
The man I loved understood that.
That man
Stick to you through thick and thin.
is long gone. I should have known better than to trust your family.
He ruins everything he touches.
I love you, Marcel.
You people destroy everything you touch.
I trusted you.
I waited a century.
You'll always protect me no matter what. I loved you.
You once drove the Michelsons out of this city by summoning the one person
And you didn't even come back for
they
me.
fear most.
Anybody who's not your family
Who'd you have?
is nothing to you.
This time, you be the thing that they fear.
Nothing.
No one.
The Michelsons need to answer for this.
You know what I really want?
You're a survivor.
I'm gonna make them answer.
Little
I want to make them pay.
Warrior, I promise. I love you. So I'm family.
Truth is, Marcellus,
I don't see it.
family can be more than just those with whom we share blood.
Once, Upon a time, you were my mentor,
46.
my savior,
We can choose.
my sire.
I should have buried him 100 years ago.
You deserve
100 years we could have been together.
to be free of Klaus.
46!
You destroyed more people, taken more lives, ended more families than anyone who's ever lived.
Bodies drained.
All because you can.
1,000 years of family drama. That is the Michelson way, right? It seems you're always willing to watch the world burn.
Kill,
Pride, guilt,
maim,
envy. Long as you survive.
All you have to do
all in the name of family.
is light a match. Maybe you wanted strength.
I'm not foolish enough to ask your forgiveness,
Maybe you wanted to be a part of something. You once told me
so I'll say it again.
that family are the people who you fight for.
I had no choice.
Maybe you wanted to be a fighter.
We
And those willing to fight for you have something worth fighting for.
have a choice.
A good leader knows when he's got to fight another day.
I believe you here for a reason.
Join me. You want a leader
Come get me.
with more brains than brawn. Be like me,
To be that leader you just talked about.
because you want it.
Who's a better leader than me?
Who's with me? You gonna fight with me?
Because you need it.
You made a choice
What are we fighting for?
to take everything
Is this my old room?
my family had built and make it his own.
I'm fighting for my home.
What was once yours,
He is living in our home.
what was once your brother's,
He is sleeping in our beds.
it is. It's now mine. Mine!
At him,
You see that crest?
he stamps everywhere.
My home, my family, my rules.
It's not for Marcel. Oh well, your name fits you.
Shall we?
The show has already started.
Little. It's for Michelson. Warrior.
I am taking back my home. I want to defend my home. My city. I want to be free. My freedom.
And if someone breaks those rules,
Whoever picks up this coin,
They die.
gets to live. A man does not run from his home. No surrender this
I
time.
have seen kings rise
The fall
and fall.
of the Michelsons.
There's nothing that can stop Marcel.
No matter how big your empire becomes, it is nothing.
There might be one thing.
If you have no one to share it with.
Rebecca, I'm going to make you a promise.
You want New Orleans.
I won't hurt Rebecca.
Have it. The Marcel that I knew.
And this city,
The man that I loved.
you can have it.
Never fancied himself judge, jury, and executioner. Maybe it's better.
It's a funny thing.
Just move forward
Meeting here,
instead of holding on to things we can't change.
where it all began.
Come with me.
perhaps it's time to mend bridges
New Orleans
rather than throw people off them.
belongs to all of us.
So why don't you leave?
Go where, Rebecca?
Follow your own advice. Wherever we want to.
Is there a little boy who used to live here?
Do one thing for me.
Stay away from my niece.
Tell your daughter she doesn't need to fear me. I would never hurt you. She never did. We work together. I'm here for Kieran. We're family. I'm here for you.
We're family.
He was my friend.
What does your mommy say about family?
We stick together.
That we stick together always and forever.
Always and forever. When you found this and gave it back to me, I was in a pretty dark place. I used to admire that vow. This toy reminded me of a time when I wasn't. It gave me back the thing that had been beaten out of me.
We love you.
Faith, always. In those you love.
And forever.
Still does. How is Davina?
You didn't let me down.
You didn't fail me. She doesn't call much these days.
I just grew up.
I should have known you'd grow up to be a better man than I.
Well, that's how normal families work.
You raised me.
He raised me.
I made Marcel everything that he is.
He made me who I am.
You learn what you can, and then you grow up.
You are so like me. Stubborn. You. Full of anger. And I. You and I are bonded by fate.
I just want her alive.
By history.
He's telling the truth.
Bonded by blood.
I can feel it.
It's hard to hate the person who made you what you are.
I guess when you spend 1,000 years with someone, deciding to quit them is like
You just
And you,
losing a part of yourself.
Marcel,
end up hating yourself.
will always be my family.
I don't want to best you. I never wanted to be better than you. Only the weak. I don't want to be ahead of you or behind you. Don't challenge authority, Gia. I want us side by side.
The only chance we have to survive side by side
He's my friend.
They're family,
as equals
and you love them.
is if we work together.
And so do I.
People like you need to make a change around here. Otherwise, people like Josh are just gonna keep dying for nothing.
Maybe it's time to step down. Saving the city means change, so you can run things.
If I'm leaving, we're not fighting for real estate. Then so are you.
or fighting for the soul of this city, or giving the city back. No more vampires.
If you're willing to have me, that for the next 100 years, this to watch me grow old and grey, was supposed to be our happily ever after.
Yours and mine.
Hold my hand
For you.
as I take my last breath.
For us.
Happily
Now we can build it anywhere you like.
ever. I would very much like to be your wife after.
I do.
Do you think they know how rare that is?
Do you have any idea how rare love is?
Love someone for so long.
You can't hate someone who you loved for so long.